Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Param. Om Namaste. Okay. We have seen in the last class Swami Paramarthananda was whining a little bit about the Hinduism or Vedic Christ in this world of others. There is a huge crisis. People do not respect the tradition anymore. They distort, and change, present some fragments of the teachings outside of their context. And the people do not have the time to go through the proper program, of going systematically, consistently from text to text with a teacher. Nobody is available for this kind of process nowadays. But if you studied systematically and consistently with a good teacher, you will realize the scriptures are very profound. It requires quality time. I often say my people in Brazil, quality time. Some people listen sometime to the teachings, to the audios, but mostly when they are cooking or driving the car. So it's different from quality time. It's better than not to listen, not to do any further Shravana or Manana. But so we need quality time, commitment, and so on. We have seen all of that. You must come to the point of understand the brilliance of these teachings. And it is possible only when you are first qualified and once you go systematically and consistently through this Shradana. Shradana, Shravana, Manana, and Jijyasana, which begins with Shraddha, Bhakti, and Anasuya. One more verse is coming to my mind. Swami remembered something else. And Gita, on the last chapter, chapter 18, it says that one who does not have the lifestyle prescribed by the scriptures, the one who does not have reverential attitudes toward the Guru, the scripture, and Ishvara, the one who does not want to study for learning purpose, but only to criticize or out of curiosity. Some people approach these teachings in an academic manner, or even worse, they come just to debate and criticize. So therefore, in the 18th chapter of the Gita, Krishna Guru tells Arjuna, now that you are Jnani, now that you can teach the Gita, watch out, never teach to these people, okay? They are going to hurt the teachings. Not that the teachings can hurt them, but they will hurt the teachings, meaning to say they will just present the teachings corrupted just for the sake of fake news, bad reputation. Christianity or Islam, someone is there and say, therefore, they also study Gita, but when they start, they aim to compare so that they can say Hinduism is lower and our religion is the best, degrading the Vedic teachings or religious. Okay. So we need those qualifications, positive qualifications. Anybody should observe if people have this positive qualification before we give this teaching to people. And one should come to a clear conviction that these teachings have the potential to transform my life from Jivatma to Paramatma. So this is called Shraddha, confidence that the teachings, they do have this potential. And if I wasn't yet properly transformed, means to say I need to work on my qualifications. So Indra got a guru now. Indra went there and then being a little bit more wise than the others. So Indra was sent there when the others had failed to realize. I mean, basically, it's a test of self-realization. You go there, you see that bright line, you say, this is Satchitananda Brahman, and I am that Satchitananda Brahman. So if people are not qualified, they are not going to realize Brahman indirectly and much less directly. So, and Indra was more qualified than the people, the other devatas he sent there. Why? Because he is the king of the devatas. Usually people are famous and respect when they somehow they are wiser than the others, you know? It's more or less like that. You nowadays, especially in the social political context we live in this planet, it's just the force of arms. So now it's just the more powerful you are, the more you can buy or get respect from others. But out of fear, you go there, you destroy them. But true respect should never come out of fear, should come out of appreciation, admiration, you know, by someone who really shows signs of a wisdom that you want to have as well. So he went there because he was more qualified than the others. Shankaracharya gives two interpretations. You can take it as Himavataha of this Himavati, Haimavati. Parvati is a Purana, Okay. So this is more Puranic terms, and if anybody wants to comment about that, he has tried to bring this Indra. Can you say something?
Well, in the Puranas, Parvati is the wife of Shiva.
Yeah.
And so she's the Shakti element. She's the manifestation. And Shiva is the consciousness. And Sarasvati also is a manifestation of consciousness in the form of wisdom.
Yeah. Anything from you, Lynn?
Just that I love that Saraswati is considered the mother of the Vedas.
Thank you. So either Parvati or Sarasvati with all the ornaments, because Parvati or Sarasvati, all of them are one only. So the concept here is very simple. Okay, there is I like, since I'm not really versed in all these Puranic stories and texts, I keep it simple. So there is only one creator. In our language, it's called Ishwara. And then there are numberless devatas, which are quote unquote there to represent the creator as the supreme intelligence. So all of them are only one Ishwara representing what? Brahma, Vidya, or Guru. So these two, especially, now, and all the deities that teach it now or have this wisdom, profound wisdom, they are representing this Brahma, Vidya, or Guru element in our Vedantic culture. Okay. So as Lynn has said, so they are the founders or the creators of the Vedas, because they bring forth. It's not that they did it, it's just that the rishis or howsoever Ishvara presents or reveals this or download these teachings, it does so through certain jivatmas. And then we have the teachings on Brahma Vidya, which is not completely apart from the messenger, the guru as well. So the guru came, then another message is not only guru is required, but you need the teachings. And not only that, guru will come only if there are people with trust and a proper attitude of devotion towards the guru and the scripture. What is the shurusha? Because people ask the question, how to find a guru? The answer is you do not find a guru. As we often say, the guru will find you. You will find, Ishvara is going to find you and present you with a guru. Okay, so what is the meaning of this other letter here? Shraddha, Bhakti, and Sushruta.
I think shushusha means to hear, the openness you need when you come to.
Oh, yes, I remember you. It was present before. You have to have a mind which is not critical, which is not there just to find the fact, an open and positive mind, yeah. So we need that. We need trust, we need devotion, and we have a proper attitude towards the scriptures, the teachings, because people ask the question, how to find a guru? So don't be concerned about that. Shvara is going to present you the guru. And a good karma, proper circumstance on which you can start. The last message is no guru will give the teaching voluntarily. This, I love this. The guru will never give the teaching unless he is asked to give the teachings. So therefore, you will never find Vedanta make marketing the teachings or advertising the teachings or trying to attract the students because it's the most useless thing to do. The people who do that under the name of Vedanta are the people who are somehow, how you say, degrading the teachings of Vedanta. They make advertisement, Vedanta, come. That's not the way to go. Come and bring your donations. That's not the way to go. Swami says that not only the disciple will never find any advertisement. The disciple has to find its way to the guru with an opportunity, with an attitude of total humility and availability to serve the guru. So this concept of serving the guru is a little bit difficult to interpret because in the old days the Gurukula was set up in a way that the disciple or the student would go and he was to be there helping the guru with day-to-day activities, serving the guru in every possible way, and then the guru will give some teaching. Otherwise, the guru cannot teach 12 hours a day, because the disciple cannot take it. And then the rest of the day, the disciple should not be just, hanging out and create some trouble to the guru. So the disciple has to engage in some service to the guru. But nowadays, the gurukulas are not set up that way. So serving the guru should not be interpreted in that way. But as howsoever we prefer, serving to the guru, in the words of James, used to be more like give some donation and come with qualifications and proper attitude and so on. Okay, who is this blessed entity, Ishvara, Yakasha? So Indra went there and he asked the question, who is this? Who is God? If it is Saguna, no, I think he was still talking to the other devatas. Let me see here. Who is this blessed Yakasha? Who is God? If this is Saguna version or Nirguna version, what is this Brahman, Nirguna Brahman? So what is this Saguna Ishvara? And so on. And then Sam says that these questions in regard to the nature of Saguna, Nirguna, Brahman can only be known through the scriptures. Nobody can go there and say, oh yes, I have contacted this deity, Yakasha, and I understood its Saguna nature as light and its Nirguna nature as the attributeless consciousness. So no entity would be able to go there unless this entity was previously taught the Upanishads. And then by getting contact with Yakasha, they would get assimilate the teaching, let's say, Not that they would have to depend on meeting this bright light of consciousness metaphorically or mystically. But if anybody goes there without these teachings having been internalized properly and firmly and clearly, nobody can go there and just rely on the sense organs and the mind with its capacity to infer. Nobody can recognize Jesus, Nirguna, and Jesus as well, Saguna, now appearing as this light. So nobody can go there and find it out because you only know this through the scriptures, it says here. Right, Lynn? Do you agree?
Yes, I do. I cannot imagine opening my mind coming to any of this on my own.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Because Brahman is not an object available through perception and mental inference. Oh, you can do it intuitively, like Ramana asking, who am I, who am I, who am I? Good luck. So, otherwise, you can be agnostic, but do not be atheist. So it's the worst possible position is to deny God completely. You can suspect or doubt. Agnostic is much better. At least you say, I don't know the nature of God. I don't even know if God exists. Therefore, better to say, I do not know. Never negate God in its Saguna, Nirguna nature. Why? Just because you are not able to know does not mean to say that God does not exist. That is intellectual arrogance. With this note of the intellectual arrogance of all the devatas, we conclude the third chapter. Now the ground is ready for Uma Deva to teach Indra. Yeah? So now who's going to teach Indra is now they transfer the responsibility to teach from the deity called Yakasha to Uma Devi. What is the teaching? Kenopanishad chapters 1 and 2. The teachings were already taught in the chapter 1 and 2. Now it's only being presented in the story, said in the story, that although the teaching was present first, but the story comes to illustrate the fact that even the devatas can develop vanity and arrogance so that they can go back to the status of being a disciple, a student, to get those teachings that we already got in the chapter 1 and chapter 2. The eye of the eye, the ear of the ear, and so on. Okay. Through this story, the Upanishad gave some of the most important messages regarding the Vedanta teaching. The first message being Brahma Astitvam, existence of Brahma has to be accepted, even though Brahma is not available for instrumental knowledge. Even though Brahma is not available for the instruments of the five senses and the mind, the knowledge of Brahman, the existence and the knowledge of Brahman must be accepted. How so? With trust, faith on the scripture. Now, faith pending a time of investigation. So I can just say, let's wait and see. I trust these teachings because I trust the teachings regarding Karma Yoga, Dharma Yoga, Upasana. I feel that I'm improving, I'm developing more and more qualities and purities and so on. And now I hear that there is Brahman of attributeless nature that's not available through perception and inference. And then because I have trust, I have gained some shraddha in respect to the teachings related to karma dharma. That shraddha serves as the base on which I'm going to accept there is an existence of a nirguna God, and the identity is such that Aham Brahmasmi becomes a fact once it is truly claimed. No? So we need to build the shraddha and the scriptures gradually as we grow. No? And then it says that existence of Brahman has to be accepted, even though we are not, we don't have self-knowledge. That's what Taittiriya Upanishad said. That's why even now, majority of people, majority of philosophers do not accept Nirguna Brahman even as a remote possibility. Accepting Nirguna Brahman as a possibility first, thereafter accepting its existence as a possibility is extremely rare or difficult. So funny, no? Therefore, the Upanishad, in the third chapter, what it did, it concretized this abstract, vague Nirguna Brahman, which it's not available to common human mind, you know. So in the third chapter, we have these devatas, yeah, representing the elements, yeah. So, and then it appears as Yakasha, which is light, reflected consciousness. It appears like the other deities, devatas that went to contact Yakasha. So we have all these symbols of Nirguna Brahman. to make it easier for us to begin preparing the mind to understand and fully embrace and accept and claim my nature as nirguna, conscious existence, the only reality. Swami presents here a very nice example. He talks about the child. It has to learn the basis of mathematics, and then it has to learn the numbers and know that 2 plus 2 is 4. And then the child cannot really grasp that very abstract and subtle concept. If you tell the child, oh, 2 plus 3 is 5, I say, what? Oh. And then you put 2 apples plus 3 apples, or 2 fingers plus 3 fingers. You need to bring it to the level, intellectual level of the child, because the child does not have a subtle mind fully developed yet. These numbers would be too abstract to the child. For some time, you have to use the fingers or the apples, but once the child grows up, the mind becomes subtle enough to conceive the numbers without having any representation of those quantities, such as add 3 to 4, the child will say, yes, of course, it's 7. Okay. Similarly, Nirguna Brahman is too abstract for Manda Buddhi. What is Manda? I forgot.
Means dull or low.
Yeah. The gross intellect. Nirguna Brahman is too abstract for a tamasic intellect or gross intellect. So therefore, the abstract eye of the eye, ear of the ear, and so on, the abstract Nirguna Brahman present in the first 2 chapters is made concrete, as represented by Yakasha on the 3rd chapter. Yakasha asti, tasmat Brahma asti. What is tasmat Brahma asti?
Yaksha exists, therefore Brahma exists.
Okay. That's nice. I'll make a note here. Then the second message is, even though Brahma is there, it's not very easy to be recognized. So I need to have Brahmanaha do vinyayatvam. That is why Vayu, Agni, and others could not know Brahman. Okay, so please translate Brahmanaha do vinya.
Vignayatvam, that's difficult to know. The door being difficult and the difficulty of knowing.
Yeah,
I think that's what it means.
Something like that. And the third message given was, as long as this a disciple or even the devatas have arrogance, experience arrogance, they could not recognize Yaksha. Indra was the most arrogant one. Here's what we see a little bit more of contradiction, because it says it's understandable to imagine that Indra being respect by all others, therefore getting the status or the title of the king of the devatas, it should have more wisdom. Therefore, they accepted that no, he's the boss. I mean, you're accepting who is the boss nowadays in our world. The person who is present themselves as the boss has to have a lot of military power supporting him. Otherwise people do not accept that. So, but no, a wise person does not need any of that, because such as the other devatas accept Indra due to his wisdom. Yeah. So, but if that is so, why he is the most arrogant as well? Yeah, it appears to me a kind of a contradiction that is not properly solved here in the words of Swami Paramartana. But we can speculate and understand, yes, with wisdom, there is a potential for greater and greater arrogance that we can take. But wisdom should be there to begin with, canceling arrogance. Arrogance is ignorance, you understand? So it's still no, regardless of howsoever we put it, it feels to me a little bit contradictory. Yes? Yes?
I think that as long as there's ignorance, it's the nature of ignorance to hold contradictions, right? Duality.
Yeah.
So unless you're really a jnani, and Indra was not presented as one, I guess.
Yeah,
So-
Indra was not. That's why he had to submit to the scripture and to the guru. Okay. But he had great purity, and he was the king of the devatas. And he had so much sattva guna that was stated clearly that he has more sattva guna and so on. So he had a much more wisdom regarding to saguna, Brahman, or karma, dharma, and so on. He had some spiritual wisdom there, but he did not have the self-knowledge. But the arrogance is supposed to go through the process of development of spiritual wisdom, because in order to get to self-knowledge, finally enough, most of this arrogance should be there, otherwise it's going to obstruct it. But anyhow.
I was thinking, it seems like the last thing you drop is the notion of ownership of the person, in a sense. I mean, it all has to be given to the field, to Ishvara. So you could only really be arrogant if you thought there was ownership, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a sense of doership, ownership.
You have to drop everything.
Yeah, that has to be purified through the entire process, Shravana, and not only Shravana Manana, but also through Karma, Dharma, and Upasana. And then the sense of doership, ownership should diminish greatly, vastly, largely. But anyhow, here it said that he was the most arrogant. That's why he could not even get darshan and have a small conversation. But Indra, being the leader, was more sattvic. Okay, so he was arrogant. He was not even conceiving the idea of having darshana with a guru, So he's a great leader. And then, and he was the most sattvic, but yet he was the most arrogant. So he had this huge arrogance side by side with his sattva guna, and side by side with its wisdom. But that big ego was humiliated in the presence of Yaksha, because he could not know what the heck that Yaksha was. So that's the moral of the story. And the moment that somehow he saw himself, his ego, being crushed before Yaksha, he understood that that was the Lord putting up a drama to educate him. Meaning to say, Agni did not understand that that was a test, a lesson. Vayu did not understand either, but Indra understood there on the spot very, very clearly. Okay, his big ego, he deflated, and then he understood something that the others did not, because he was wiser. But what it transpires to me here is that a spiritual wisdom, more often than not, brings about the greatest ego, and you will see it often in the environment of the yogis. Okay, the yogis, they are sad, and I believe that I have experienced firsthand some people. They have some power to establish a certain state of mind that unfortunately requires constant maintenance, sadhana, and so on. And then they have certain states, a certain experience that makes them feel special because they are different from the masses. So in here we have Indra, the most sattvic, yet the biggest ego. But the biggest ego, once it was inflated, allowed him, due to the sattva guna, to recognize something that the others did not. And also, he was put in a very difficult position because he's the boss, he's the king. If he goes back saying, I don't know, he would lose his name and fame. He said, so here I'm in a position, I'd rather die here, but I cannot go back telling them that I failed on my mission. So he had no other option but to surrender to Yakshu. So once he understood his helpless and hopeless situation, he immediately became humble enough to begin praying to the Lord, And what is the prayer? Oh Lord, let me surrender to you. I want to know you. I do not know you because I'm not able to know you. Please teach me. Please teach me. I myself, with my vanity, with my big ego, with all the respect I have from the devatas in the Devaloka, I cannot know you. I need something else. Help me, teach me. So Dayananda used to say that wisdom is seeking help when we feel helpless. It's literally written here, intelligence. I prefer to say that using the word wisdom. There are a lot of intelligent people, but they are absolutely unwise. Okay, many people. So wisdom is seeking help when we are helpless, whether it is worldly problems or whether it is spiritual. We need to surrender to God in the case of spiritual helplessness. That is wisdom. Indra was wise enough to say a beautiful prayer, Mumukshuvai Saranam Ahambra. His surrender worked immediately. At first time I find this term, Mumukshuvai. What is the difference? And Swami does not elaborate here. Okay. Therefore, the third message is Yana Yogata Apeksha, requirement of Yana Yoga. And the primary qualification is trust, bhakti, and saranaga, a good mental attitude. Is it the same word? Open mind? Or this is another one?
I think it's like, yeah, surrender, approaching the refuge of the guru,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Without those, knowledge cannot come. Why knowledge? Even the opportunity to know will not come. Without this attitude, the opportunity to learn from the scripture and the guru will not come. We see it right and left. I have told you about my experience about the public talk I gave in Shimoga, Karnataka. In those days, I used to give public talks. I was staying with a lawyer, very devoted to Sringeri Matam. It was a wonderful person, well established, meaning to say, a rich person. He hosted me and he told me, I do not want to take the help of anyone for discovering the ultimate truth. I want to find it by myself. He was a devotee of the Matam. I think he was even a trustee or something. He used to visit, he respects swamis, but he was never attending any class. He respected the swamis, otherwise he would not have hosted me. I had wonderful conversations with him, and he will take me to the lecture hall, drop me, and we'll come back when all is over. Why? Because I do not want the help of anyone. And he will tell you, I will not listen to your talk. So interesting. Huh? So interesting. I have seen some of these. I'm too good to come to your classes. Therefore, Shraddha, Bhakti, and proper attitude is required. That is Yana Yogata. Arrogance, intellectual arrogance, is the worst obstacle for self-realization. Pride, vanity, arrogance, such as the one demonstrated by Indra, but somehow he was in a situation that he could not walk away from. So intellectual arrogance is the worst obstacle for self-realization. Indra dropped that on the spot. Humility came, and the moment Bhagwan saw that he was humble again, after all he saw, the moment Bhagwan saw, he sent Uma Devi. He just sent him the teachings and the teacher. Uma here represents both Guru and the scripture, which are complementary. Guru without scripture is no good. Guru with fragments of the scriptures, it's better than nothing. Guru with the scriptures is the complete package. Okay, the scripture is useless without a guru. It's not completely useless, I would say, but provides the scripture alone would help the person to come to the point of looking for a guru or accepting a guru. The scriptures will never convey its message without the help of guru, with a few exceptions. It's almost as if it is encrypted knowledge, which needs to be open, we with the guru interpreting it appropriately, designed by a sampradaya, a guru that somehow is part of a sampradaya, not a guru, a self-invented guru. It's better to be part of an international sampradaya. That's the key to open. Guru alone has the key to open the scriptures. And Uma represents both Guru and the scripture. Uma appeared, Indra surrendered. We have stabbed the Guru Shishya channel. The teaching took place, meaning to say, teacher alone cannot teach. I play with this concept with my group in Portuguese, say like, I'm only a teacher because you guys put me in a position of a teacher. If tomorrow nobody asks for the teachings anymore, I'm going to no longer, I have the status as a teacher. I depend on you asking the teachings, and that's a fact. What was the teaching? The Upanishad does not give the details of the teaching because it was already given in the chapter 1 and 2. As we know, the whole game, the whole purpose of this story was to get to know Yaksha. Yaksha was representing both Saguna, Nirguna, Brahman. With this, the third chapter ends. The fourth chapter now will conclude the story. So the first verse says, she replied, Yakasha. Oh, no, not Yakasha. It was, what's her name? Uma. Yeah? Is it Uma? Uma Devi. She replied, it is indeed Brahman. Through the victory of Brahman alone, you have attained glory. After that, Indra understood that it was Brahman. So, Indra was asking his questions before. Now, what is Nirguna? What is Saguna? What is Brahman? And all of that. And she replied, is indeed Brahman. God, what is God? God is indeed Brahman. Conscious existence of limitless nature. Through the gaining of Brahman alone, you have attained the glory of Brahman. Through the gaining of the victory, the gaining of Brahman Yana, only you attain the glory of Jiva Mukta. So it seems that Indra, right on the spot, understood that God is Brahman. The first three mantras of this chapter should be joined all together. No, should be joined with the third chapter, which is the conclusion of the story. Now, the mantra says, I forgot again the meaning of the word Haimavat. Please.
That's her name.
Huh?
Umadevi is Hyperapati.
Okay. Okay, it's basically it's guru scripture, guru kum shastram. We have to supply the subject. Yakashanda, brilliant form, could not be identified. Brilliant is none other than Brahman. Which Brahman has got two verses. One is Paramartika version, the other is Saguna nature, So we have both entities, Vyavaharika version and Paramarthika called Saguna Brahman and Saguna Brahman, the Vyavaharika version, and being the Karanam. All the glories of this effect, Karyan, belong to Karanam only. So the glory belongs to Brahman and only Brahman. So she replied saying that it is indeed Brahman. Through the victory of Brahman alone, you have to attain glory. After that, Indra understood. Okay, so I have interpreted it slightly different because all of this is in the context of the story, because there was a battle between good and evil, and the devatas took proud and they start claiming it's because of me. It says the victory of Brahman alone have allowed you this glory that you are claiming to be yours. Being the Karana, all the glories go to Brahman only. If ornament is shine, the shine belongs to what? Belongs to the gold alone, beautiful. So the ornament is shine due to the gold, not to the shape of the ornament. If the ornament is beautiful, it goes to the gold. If the ornament is valuable, it goes to the gold. Therefore, all glory goes to Brahman. Therefore, whatever glory is there anywhere, Arjuna, may you note that belongs to Ishvara only. Not to Nirguna Brahman, but to Saguna Ishvara. Gita, chapter 10, verse 41. The glory goes to Saguna Ishvara. Therefore, if you have extraordinary talent, that belongs to what? To Saguna Ishvara, or Ishvara, Saguna Brahman. And because of that, if you get special name and fame, while receiving the award and reward, remember, it all should be passed on to Ishvara right on the spot. After receiving, when you go home, the first thing you do is keep that in front of the Lord. So do satsanga, namaskara, and acknowledge. So if you get a prize or anything, any reward, you just bring to your puja and say, this goes to you, Lord, because I'm just an instrument. Everything resolves themselves into you. When you get the victory over the asuras, you should be doing that rather than celebrating, bragging that it was due to your powers. You should have acknowledged Ishvara, but instead you refused. Therefore, you got arrogance. Now you are arrogant. Okay, therefore, it's your arrogance that created the problem to begin with, that Yakasha is none other than Brahma. And that is clarified here. In this victory, which you have recently accomplished, and you are celebrating as Vijaya Devas, this celebration is not wrong by itself. You can celebrate, you must celebrate, nothing is wrong, but start the celebration with puja, dedicating the victory to Ishvara. That is the Vedic culture. Success, you do puja to Bhagwan and acknowledge. And if you lose, you still do puja to Ishvara, acknowledging this intelligent principle that knows exactly what is the proper parameter for the entire humanity. In any case, pujas in success and failure in either way don't bring arrogance into the play. Therefore, remember, puja is always required after anything, especially the success that tends to build the ego, inflate the ego. You have to do puja, double puja. After the failure, also puja. After the failure, puja. For what purpose? No? Okay, Lord, I understand your supreme intelligence, and I know that this failure, this defeat serves certain purpose. Okay, and my prayers is give me the strength to deal with these failures with balance and gratitude in my heart. As Dayananda used to say, success is is to be able to take all the failures with gratitude, exactly as the gratitude for your success. So the true success is to take both with gratitude. Life must be puja maya, a constant reverence and gratitude to the Lord. This is the Vedic culture. And remember, all this is not my words. This is all based on the Kenopanishad story. So, Brahmana, in the victory, you celebrate, giving reverence and puja and gratitude to the Lord. Don't claim the glory to be yours. Pass it on again and again. You are only instruments. We see this in the verse 11. The victory is always mine. I got victory for you. Why? Because you have conformed with the Dharma. The Dharma is myself, manifest as the laws and principle structuring this field of duality, of interaction. So this is the Dharma. So you comply, you harmonize, you conform to my laws, and then you are conducive to victories in your life, success in your life. So you are only an instrument, but an instrument with free will, which prevents us from falling to determinism or fatalism on things like, oh, I'm just an instrument, Ishvara is doing whatsoever. No, I mean, we have a free will, and the most fundamental, I mean, the only real proper exercise of free will or choice is to choose to live and act in harmony with the Dharma, with all these laws and principles. This is the only real exercise. I mean, Ishvara gives us the possibility of choosing right and left, this and that, orange and apple. But fundamentally, the proper exercise is not based on what I like and what I don't like, but it's between living a dharmic life or not. So there is no contradiction when we see Krishna saying that we should live as instruments to the Lord, because still we are not giving away our free will. We exercise it very wisely by conforming and harmonizing our lives with the karmic and ethic, moral laws, psychological laws, and so on. Here, Yakasha got the victory. And then the Upanishad says, Tato Haiva. Here refers to Guru, Shastra, Upadesha, Apauruseya. Brahma Yana is Sabda Pratyakshan. Can you or Mark refresh my memory about these Sanskrit terms? It's beyond intellectual understanding. Yeah, yeah, beyond the sense, perception and inference. Parushaya. Right?
I think this aparashaya shabda pramanat pramanat means by the means of words that are not coming from men,
Yeah.
by the teaching of
Yeah.
the Shastra.
Yeah. It's not a knowledge given by man. Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the next sentence, he says,
Sakshi.
an Indriya pratyaksha, not a Sakshi pratyaksha. So not the ones we get with our external senses, also not the ones that we just sort of witness, like I'm sad, I'm, the sense of time going by, all those things that are totally internal, I think are considered the Sakshi pratyaksha.
I see. Okay, that's a difficult one. I thought you would not be able to say anything, but you probably know more than I imagine.
I kind of think so.
You did some homework as well. Okay.
Homework.
Yeah. Can you repeat the comment you said in regards to Sakshi Pratyakshan?
The Sakshi Pratyaksha, as I understand it, is it's the information that comes not from the senses directed outwards.
Understood. From your memory system, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm sad, I'm hungry, boy, it's late,
Okay.
things like that that aren't immediate.
Yeah. Okay. Knowledge coming from your subtle body, from inner world. Okay. Whenever in the Vedantic context we use the word guru upadesha, what should we understand? Not whispering a mantra in the right ear, in the Veda Uva Bhaga. We have Gayatri Upadesha, which is a mantra. And what does it mean? The father whispers the Gayatri mantra, and in 5 minutes the job is over. So you are supposed to repeat that. Therefore, in Mantra Shastra, Upadesha means initiation to a mantra. Okay. That's interesting. Initiating teachers. But in the Vedanta scripture, Upadesha does not mean whispering or repeating, Tatvamasi, Tatvamasi. That does not work. Aham Brahmasmi, neither. What then is the meaning of Shastra Upadesha? Consistent and systematic teaching of the Vedic scripture for a length of time is called Guru Upadesha. Very nice. So we are good for today. Anything else, Mark?
No, another beautiful satsang, Arlindo. Very enlightening, very nice. So much appreciation.
Okay, doc. Thanks to Lynn as well with her Sanskrit knowledge.
Absolutely, thank you, Lynn. Yeah, you make it a lot more understandable and enjoyable as well.
Yeah.
So much appreciation to you too.
I have to say that I have the kind of mind that when I read, if there's something I don't understand, my mind gets a little bit, ooh, I don't like that. So what I've been doing is trying to read ahead and looking up a lot of words, because when I come to class, then I get to enjoy the Guru Upadesha. I get
Yeah.
to enjoy teaching
I
and
understand. I
listen
understand.
slowly. And
Yeah, I have a person, a student of mine in Portugal in Brazil, that I invite him to begin a group in which he leads the reading of the book because people want to have more kind of Shravana Manana study groups we created. So we had two guys that one this is a guy, but he's very meticulous. He started doing it, but he was so much bothered by all this Sanskrit because I told him, if you want to do, you have to do following some of the texts or transcriptions coming from the talks of Swami Paramarthananda. So he was so disturbed by not knowing the words that he starts Sanskrit. He enters school of Sanskrit, and then he stopped the classes until he figures out all the Sanskrit. And so now he's teaching Sanskrit and leading a group of this study, of this Mundaka Upanishad.
now that's going down a path I will not go. I'm an old lady. I only have so much time.
Yeah, but this guy, this friend of mine, he's intellectual, big time intellectual. So for this Friday, good weekend for all of you. We meet again this coming Monday, Ishwara willing. Anything from you, Sylvia? Maybe in the kitchen preparing her salad already. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate Om Shanti 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 Om Namaste.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all. Much love.
Yeah,
Next
thank you. Okay,
meet again.
bye now.
Bye.